Heading into WrestleMania 40, I've spent a lot of time looking past WrestleMania 40. I made a video about all the champions after WrestleMania 40, and I even made a video about Cody's eventual reign as champion after WrestleMania 40. But I think there's a possible reality that I've been scared to look into, that I think a lot of us have been scared to look into. I don't want to accept that this is a possibility. I know none of us want to accept that it's a possibility, but I'm going to be strong to get through this video because I have to. I feel like I have to do it. Ooh, just thinking about it gives me the chills. But before I get into that, I just want to say thank you so much for the support on the channel and all of that good stuff. The past few videos I've put out that have been like this have been just blowing up way more than I thought they could have. At this point, I thought we'd be way behind schedule. So this is really, really cool. All right, moving on. What happens realistically if the story doesn't end at WrestleMania 40? I promise I'm not going to say WrestleMania 40 ever again. You just said it. Shit. It's felt almost guaranteed during this WrestleMania build that they are building to the end of the Tribal Chiefs run as champion. That Cody Rhodes is the next guy, the next face of the company, the next dude who does all the Make-A-Wish, is the next dude who goes to the birthday parties and signs the stuff and throws the stuff and has all the merch. He's the guy. But what if that just doesn't happen? What if Triple H gets cold feet, maybe doesn't see what we see, and once again, Roman's hand is raised in victory? Well, first of all, the Swanton Soup is officially all elite, baby. I am out of here. I kid. But for the sake of conversation, let's imagine a world where Roman Reigns wins the main event of WrestleMania. I promise I'm not going to say WrestleMania 40 ever again. Of WrestleMania. Let's imagine that once again, Cody Rhodes' dreams are crushed by the bloodline at the biggest stage of them all. Then what? Well, let's go with what's next for Roman, right? He's Universal WWE World Heavyweight something champion. And he's almost guaranteed another trip around the sun with that belt. I know what you're thinking. How could he do that? There's not much space left for this reign. There's not much juice left in the tank. How is he going to make it a whole year if he shouldn't even make it past a couple weeks from now? Well, the sad truth is, you're right. There isn't much left. But it's such a momentous reign that there's nowhere else to end it. You can't end this reign at Backlash. You can't end this reign at the Bash in Berlin. It just can't happen. This is the biggest reign of the modern era, and it has to end at the biggest show. Simple. No other show is as grand or as exuberant as this reign has been, and thus no other show can carry that weight. And if you thought Roman was part-time now, get ready, because there's basically only 3 or 4 more matches he can have, and there's a lot more shows than 3 or 4. So basically, he will never show up. Ever. I wouldn't either if I were him. At least we won't have to hear Roman stans complaining every week on Twitter. They're basically going to be part-timers too, because they are going to have nothing to talk about. Moving forward to what's next for Cody. Well, he's been booked as this almost superhuman force, basically only second to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. And now he can't wrestle anyone and lose, but he also can't wrestle anyone and elevate them when he wins, given his massive second failure. So where do you put him? In another feud with a mid-card heel a la his feud with Shinsuke Nakamura? I think we can both agree that that was some of both of their most boring work since they've been in the company. Or do you just bench them all together because you're scared of burying the rest of your talent? But then you're also not using your main event guy and your top babyface to his full potential. So you have to have him wrestle. And that's when we start getting the pushback. That's when we start getting months and months and months of Cody beating and being accused of burying every single heel on the roster. And just like that, the biggest face you've ever had, the person that everyone loves, the actual people's champ, is suddenly the most hated guy in the company. Sound familiar? My point being, of course, that a decision like this benefits absolutely no one. In fact, it would pretty much hurt the entire roster. And to continue, let's look at how it would affect the rest of the bloodline. Jimmy, following his match with Jay, is now stuck in a momentumless feud with no heat in a faction that has no tension. And it's the exact same thing with Solo. He has even less heat because no one likes him in the first place. Well, not even no one likes him, because then he'd be a good heel. No one cares what he's doing. It just doesn't feel authentic. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel It doesn't feel anything. And The Rock is essentially in the exact same position he was before WrestleMania, siphoning off Roman's heat and Roman's aura, but now with an absolutely no motive to do anything. He hasn't taken a loss against Cody, so what's his beef? He probably actually took a win against Cody in night one, so he has no reason to feel the need to go after him. And he's done everything he could to keep the belt now on Roman, so it really wouldn't make any sense for him to turn after the fact and try to win it back off of it. So there's nothing real there. Just, it would make no sense. Oh my god, just imagining this world makes my heart skip a beat. I'm not even kidding. It feels almost like Hogan's Sting. Like, it's right there. It's the most obvious thing you could ever do. All you have to do is do it. Like, it would genuinely be pure insanity. I don't know if a lot of people can handle another year with Roman as champion, especially as part-time as he's been in the past 8 months, ever since maybe the last WrestleMania even. It's just been kind of nothing. Like, he's missed a big 4 PLE. His matches on the other PLEs haven't been the most impressive given SummerSlam and Royal Rumble. They were kind of just phoning it in, same old thing. And I can't imagine it would get better. It would pretty much only get worse. But let me pose a question to you in the comments. Do you think any good can come from Roman Reigns retaining? Or do you agree with me that Cody should be crowned now and that missing this could be one of the biggest booking blunders of all time? Let me know down below, and that's all from me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.